Hi, I wanted to talk to you today about a book that I enjoyed reading a lot called Hellraisers, The Life and Inebriated Times of Burton, Harris, O'Toole and Reed. It's by Robert Sellers and it's a book about four great British and one Irish actor, Richard Burton, Peter O'Toole, Richard Harris and Oliver Reed. Richard Burton is probably best known as Mr. Elizabeth Taylor, though he actually did a lot of work aside from marrying her. Peter O'Toole, Lawrence of Arabia, How to Steal a Million, which is one of my favorite feel-good films. Richard Harris you might recognize as Dumbledore in the Harry Potter movies. What these guys had in common was that they were from the same generation, they were all great actors, and they were booze hounds of the highest degree. If there was a joke that began with two Englishmen, a Welshman, and an Irishman walked into the bar, the punchline would be this book. Over the course of something like 20-25 years, these men have trashed bars, had overdoses, done everything that you would never want a decent person to do. And it turns out that these are great, great stories to read. I don't think anyone would actually want to drink with either one of these men because they go violent. Their starting point is 20 pints of beer. And then they'd want to go for a run and they'd end up in a different country. They get into fights, they trash places. Burton walked into Hamlet drunk and played the last two acts as a homosexual. O'Toole was in the hospital because of an overdose. He almost died in the process of, his drinking binge. These are the kind of things that they've done, and although this seems really serious, they never took it seriously. For them, it was like this weird kind of rebellion against posh society because most of these men were not aristocrats by any stretch of imagination. They had to build their reputations on the basis of hard work, which they were able to do, and then they decided that they were going to, show the middle finger to the system with a lot of alcohol. What comes through by the end of the book is that these are amazing stories to read, but these are not people you want to meet. Oliver Reed had an interview with a journalist, and halfway into the interview, about 15 minutes into it, he decided he was bored. So he turned around to the journalist and said, "Let's box instead." Can I say this from a personal perspective? I never want to interview anyone who wants to pull a boxing punch at me. But this was them, and they make for wonderful stories, they make for fun reading, and they make you very, very glad that you can't go on to overdose and drinking binges like they did back then, now. So while you're reading this, enjoy a tipple and be happy that you aren't ending up in another country by the time you end the book.
Hi, this is Ranveer Singh. Subscribe to the Film Companion and get your film fix.